What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. And you know what? I actually wasn't really going to do this review tonight, but given after what I saw about this show and how bad it was, really, and man, there was a lot of bad stuff on this show, I had to come and say a few things about this, okay? Now, there was a couple of interesting things here and there, but man, did this show fall apart after like the first hour, or maybe almost the first hour of the show, how it went bad. Because what were they, Nashville, Tennessee, and whatnot? And we kicked it off. Once again, it's another, Cassidy kicking off the show match for the international title versus Wheeler Yuta. I'm be honest, I didn't care. I didn't have much really to pay attention to. I already knew how this was going to end. So I did not really care about this. And then again, it's a running gag to me every week of how they kick him off on the show for Dynamite, but they believe it draws ratings. So I guess that's why they do it. Moxley and Claudio came out there and attacked him. The best friends came out and attacked, and then the Lucha Brothers made the save, and and whatnot. And the next thing you know, we get the return of Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston back from New Japan Pro Wrestling. He did compete in the G1. Literally, the G1 just ended last Sunday, whatnot. Shout out to Naito. I gotta say that. So Naito, Tetsuya Naito ended up winning the G1 climax, but Eddie Kingston, which I have to say, Eddie had a good G1 over there. I did watch what he was doing over there in Japan, and I thought he did really good. Some would say he was even booked better there than he is in AEW. But the minute Eddie Kingston is back from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and basically now they challenged the Blackpool Combat Club and I guess some other people now to a Stadium Stampede match. Does anybody really want to see the Stadium Stampede match in London? I don't know. Okay, I honestly don't know. Some people like this match, some people don't like this match. But then again, it's kind of crazy. Why would they book Eddie Kingston out here in this? But here's another problem with a lot of the booking of this. First off, I don't even know why the Lucha Brothers are teaming with the best friends all of a sudden. I thought this was some triple feud. Number two, didn't the Blackpool Combat Club beat the living hell out of Cassidy and his crew in a parking lot brawl that was literally last week on Rampage? And now you got what, Cassidy going toe to toe with Yuta, and like my friend would say, Steven, he would say, he's out there, Orange Cassidy out there just strong arming him and out wrestling him out there, and still won by, what, like some roll up pin, if I'm not mistaken. So, the Blackpool Combat Club, to me, they honestly feel directionless right now. They just have them going against anybody because they talk about they're the toughest, they train the hardest, they do all these things. Then why are they going after the title belts? Why are they going after the top dogs in the company? Even I have to say, how do you go from going from the elite to facing the fucking Pocket Crew then after that? Like the best friends. Like, why is this even a feud? And the Lucha Brothers, Death Triangle, apparently Pocket's hurt, so he's not even part of this, but why are they even involved in this feud? Like I said before, if this was the Blackpool Combat Club versus Death Triangle, I wouldn't have much of a problem with that. But given the best friends and whatever weird stuff they doing with this now, it makes no sense. But then again, this feud, who would just started what 3 weeks ago, we have gone from a no DQ match to a parking lot brawl to now a stadium stampede. How are we getting to all these insane matches that fast? I don't understand that. I don't get it. That is just dumb to me. I don't I don't understand that. And listen, I'm glad to see Eddie Kingston back. I like Eddie Kingston. But did they really need to put Eddie Kingston in this right now? No, they didn't. I don't think they should have. Right after that, they had Jim Ross interviewing Kenny Omega. I guess they were at what? Daly's place. And, you know, basically Omega talked about his relationship with Don Callis and how they came up together, and talked about how he faced Konosuke and DDT, and that Callis has, chosen someone even younger and stronger. But Omega's basically, talking about he's still the top of his game and whatnot. And next thing you know, Bullet Club Gold attack. I guess say Bullet Club ought to be attacking Omega anyway, since they messed up that Civil War storyline a few years ago in New Japan. But Bullet Club Gold's beating them up. And then Takeshita comes in and Callis here, which here's the weirdest thing about this whole thing. They do all these weird camera shots. They show JR just standing there literally doing nothing. Obviously, he's not going to do anything to these guys, but it went like 50 different camera shots for some reason in this segment. It's like Kevin Dunn was directing this. So I didn't understand that, but yeah, they beat up Omega. Hangman starts talking in the back, which I guess maybe they had to shoot that somewhere else since, quote unquote, he couldn't get in a collision due to Punk, allegedly. I'm not really sure, but that's a story that's going on right now. But Next thing you know, he talked about the beatdown and he's at the hospital, which once again, I think they shot this somewhere else. But he says he's not going to be alone at All In. They're going to bring in Kota Ibushi. So I actually hope Kota Ibushi, I already said what I had to say about the blood and guts thing from that long ago. I hope he looks better than last time. I know Bushi had been out for a minute, but I wasn't expecting that Kota version of Kota Bushi to come back. So hopefully, it's better with him. But then, what? Some guy showed up telling Hangman he can't drink in front of a hospital. Didn't even look like they were in front of a hospital. And Hangman just finished it and then just slammed the beer and handed it back to him. Which I guess now they're going back to Hangman being a drunk. Is that why they couldn't let him in the building with Punk? Because, Punk's straight edge on Saturday, on a Collision. He's a straight edge person. So I know he doesn't want beer around him. But listen, to be fair, the beer thing actually drunk Hangman was actually over. Him drinking the beer was actually cool. It made him look good, but then they tried to make him into an abusive drunk and all that stuff, and they kind of lost the point. I liked him when he was just kind of the cool drunk out there, and people were digging him. But yeah, I guess it'll be a 6-man tag at All In now. But I guess drunk Hangman's coming back. Maybe people will be happy to see it. I don't know. Don Castle's in the ring then with Chris Jericho. Jericho talked about what happened last week. He had to change some things around. The whole JS members were walking out on him. And talked about I don't just join factions, I create factions and stuff. And, Jericho talked about he needs to get that AEW title back. Callis hugged him and, we need to waste our time on it stuff. And Jericho basically talked about, let's talk about the painting right here. And then it was a picture of Jericho's head cut off with Callis holding his head and then Jericho said, Jericho said, oh, you thought I was going to say no, huh? So you can just try to turn on me? You just doing what you did years ago. Okay, I've known you for a long time. I thought I could trust you in a way, but no, you haven't changed at all. Your ego is still there. And, you turn on your friends and messed up everything. You're just an asshole and stuff. Next thing you know, Konosuke Takeshita attacks him. Then Will Ospreay, which I guess I should be saying the IWGP UK champion, which I shouldn't be surprised Will Ospreay is here. Because one, given All In is about to happen, I kind of figured they was going to get him for Wembley Stadium. And he hit Jericho. I'm honestly surprised he hit Jericho in the head with a steel chair. I thought they banned steel chair shots to the head, which Jericho put his arms up and everything to cover his head. But I was actually surprised they were still doing chair shots to the head. I thought they banned that in their rule book. But, he started bleeding. And whatnot, Sammy Guevara came out with a baseball bat as he, knocked the heels away and whatnot as they backed off. So Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay is now going to be happening All In. I don't think it's for the IWGP UK title, but still. So we already know where that's going to go. And it's London and it's Ospreay, which, come on, the people are going to cheer Will Ospreay to the fucking moon. Now, if they can get Zack Sabre Jr. on this card, then now we're talking. But he's going to be cheered big time. Jack Perry says he's going to retire the FTW title next week. Glassman Jack right there, which that's the story with him right now. Yeah, retiring a belt that was never really official. Darby Allin and Nick Wayne went against the Gates of Agony. And listen, I can make a size difference between these guys right now. Like, the Gates of Agony actually look like killers and like big giant dudes. And they're going against, Nick Wayne, some would say looks like a teenager out there, or looks like somebody that works at a gas station, and Darby just being a zombie half the time. It's like the small guys are basically beating up the big guys, okay? That's just what I'm saying. So I was trying not to make a point of that, but it's so obvious. It's like, these guys look like killers, and they just lost to them. Like, really think about that. Sting showed up on the big screen. I should be saying Joker Sting is back. I'm the leading man in the movie. He's got Prince Nana by him. He's telling him it's showtime. Na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. So I was actually glad to see Joker Sting. Joker Sting's back, folks. It's showtime. We had another Adam Cole MJF segment, which probably was the best thing out of the night. They went to Outback Steakhouse to prepare against Aussie Open. And basically, I guess they start watching DVDs of a kangaroo fight, doing kangaroo kicks. That's how they're going to win. They're wearing safari hats. They're going crocodiles and stuff. And the next thing you know, Tony Khan obviously probably was on a coke binge here, yelling at them, saying, "You can't be doing double clotheslines on people around here. You can only do it in the ring." And then, MJF says that he's going to regret that in 2024. And then Tony Khan wearing shades, which I'm sure he did a whole line of some kilos maybe. And basically, acting all friends and stuff. And then they get there in the car, MJF's got to go take a crap. Cole's headed to the ring. Roddy Strong is still acting like a lame out there, trying to chase after, um, um, sorry, still trying to chase after Adam Cole and stuff. Like an ex-girlfriend hitting the car and hurting his foot. Which they even had MJF and Cole come out there. Fans chanted kangaroo kick and double clothesline. And this is obviously the best part of the show, nearly, with the promo both of these guys cut back and forth. MJF talking about he was at the first All In. He was there to get his shot, okay? Because it was the biggest show. And I was at that show. I was at All In. So nobody really knew who MJF was. But I do remember being on the first part of that show. And, how he, did on the independent circuit. It was the first big show that wasn't in WWE and everything. And talked about two people, dream opponents he always wanted to face when he first got in wrestling school, which was Cody Rhodes and Adam Cole. And he talked about his history here and whatnot. And, basically MJF basically still told him, like, I'm not going to lie down for you because this title still means everything to me. You're not the level of the devil. And Cole says, may the best man win. He says, his whole catchphrase, I'm better than you. And Cole did the Adam Cole baby thing then. Aussie Open attacked, but Cole and MJF got the better of them. MJF was looking on as Cole like he's going to do something, but they end up hugging each other. Roderick Strong was pissed in the back, and, that was actually the best segment. Hell of a promo by MJF and Cole, though, so great stuff. Now, this was the worst thing of the night. This is where the show went downhill. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match, because the video game is coming out Friday. I didn't know who was in this match. This is another one of these sponsors matches, and some would say this is the worst sponsored match probably now maybe out of the entire year at this point, or in general. And I've seen some bad sponsor matches. We've seen Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. That's bad. The Slim Jim Battle Royale. That's bad. The Zombies with WWE. That's bad. Even Ray and Dominic had a way better match, though. At least, even though it didn't need to be by Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but still. But this was horrible. I feel bad for Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. I don't even know why these two even need to be in this match. I didn't get it. Out of all the people you do Jeff Hardy. And I ain't the biggest fan of Jeff Jarrett, but even I'm like, he didn't deserve this either. And everything is just fighting in the back. Like, Jeff Hardy immediately did his entrance, then went in the back, which is supposed to like the video game. And then they're fighting with weapons, and then Matt Hardy and them get involved, and then Jarrett's crew gets involved, and then they pour blood onto the Jarretts, and then they're running in the hallway, and they're back in the ring, and Jay Lethal's there, and Sanjay Dutt's there, and it's just crazy stuff everywhere. It's even hard to call this whole thing. And then Jeff did a swanton through a table, but then they had Leatherface come out. Leatherface just, I don't know. He just comes out there. Lethal tried to get in, and then I think he got a low blow. Jeff Jarrett had a guitar, but Jeff Hardy ended up hitting him with that guitar. Leatherface comes out, kicks the hell out of Sanjay, and then chases after Karen, who's all bloodied up like the game, like chasing the woman with the chainsaw. And then Satam Singh's in the ring. He tries to get Jeff Hardy. Lethal hit him with a hammer to the back of the head, and then he got clothesline. And then they picked up Jeff Jarrett and put on top of him. And then they gave Jeff Jarrett a title belt. I don't know what this was. This was horrible. This was god-awful. This sucked ass. No one cared. I don't know who was going to come out looking good out of this. Nobody looked good coming out of this. Nobody did. And I'm looking at the names they have involved. I'm like, a lot of these people deserve way better than where they are right now. Jeff Hardy, yeah. Jeff Jarrett, I gotta say, he deserved better. Jay Lethal, I've been saying he should have been getting a push a long time ago. Matt Hardy, he may sound like a goof on the internet nowadays, but, come on, this is the best they get. Is this the best they have for everybody involved in this whole thing? Especially just some of the names I just named out of there. Like Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett, a Texas Chainsaw Massacre match, death match. I guess it was a death match or whatever match. I don't know what this was. This sucked. This is horrible. This is probably the worst sponsor match. I thought Bray Wyatt's was bad. I did. But this takes the cake. This takes the cake of how bad this shit was. This was very, very bad. So, I don't know. Oh, and what's worse, we get Britt Baker versus the Bunny. I don't care. Because I already knew who was going to be in this Fatal 4-Way. I said this over a week or two ago. This whole tournament thing they tried to come up with, it is so predictable. You know everybody that was going to be in this Fatal 4-Way. Okay? And Britt Baker won. I'm not surprised she made it into the tournament. You know, it was good to see the Bunny back, but how many people cared at the same time? So, yeah, Britt Baker won. She goes into the tournament. I don't really care. The Acclaim came out and rapped about something. They rap about like some political damn every week. And then the House of Black attacked them. I thought those guys were like exclusive to Collision. Then again, they could have done a segment on Dynamite. I mean on Collision. Why is this on Dynamite? Why? Just so they can beat up the Acclaim and that's it, then bleed? That's all they got? I don't know. Young Bucks went against the Guns. I wouldn't even really call much of this a main event. The Bucks won. I'm not really surprised by that since they're the ones going for the titles. Bullet Club Gold tried to attack. FTR made the save. The Bucks, I don't know. The whole FTR versus Bucks thing, I don't know. They tried to build something out of this, but they really haven't. We know there have been personal issues with a lot of these teams and whatnot, maybe with the Elite versus everybody and stuff, or Punk's crew, but they haven't really gone into nothing like that. They're just waiting on a match for it just to happen. That's it. But listen, the rest of the show fell off badly. Then again, like I said, it was hard to even pay attention to the rest of the show of how bad it was, okay? I don't even feel like I even need to. It's like once that, after the Cole and MJF thing happened, you could have turned off the show right there and watched something else. Everything else was bad, okay? That Texas Chainsaw shit was horrible. That was horrible. I'm like, I could have been just looking up other stuff or even other wrestling news at the time. Like, come on, even talking about Punk and that whole, whatever Collision thing is more talkable than what was on Dynamite tonight. Or any other wrestling news that's out there. I'm not gonna go with Sonny, so I'm not gonna kick someone down that's already down. I'm not gonna do that and whatnot because I go talk about that, but I'm like, that's already a sad enough story, so I'm not even gonna go bury anybody from that. So I'm not gonna kick people while they down. But no, this was horrible. The rest of the show was bad. It's not much to say much about Dynamite tonight. Just watch Cole and MJF. That's all you really need to see. Everything else on here, it's whatever. Okay? Everything else on Dynamite tonight was whatever. So it is what it is. Okay? But that's all I really got to say about Dynamite. But yeah, this show is just not good at all. And it fell off after that segment. Once that Texas thing came on, you didn't even need to watch the rest of the show. That's how bad it was. But that's all I got to say about Dynamite. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, HoodieNight890. I'm out of here. Hit the like button, hit that notification bell. See y'all then. Peace out.